When I was in the 3rd grade, a monumental event happened. An author visited Gates Lane Elementary School in Worcester, Massachusetts. And I can vividly remember sitting in that auditorium and hearing the author talk about the hero of his picture books, Rotten Ralph. And then we all went back to our classrooms, and we all drew our renditions of Ralph. And then the author appeared in our classroom doorway, and he walked up and down the aisles. And he stopped next to my desk, and he tapped. Nice cat. And I am, of course, talking about Jack Gantos. Jack has stated that by 5th grade, he had managed to learn 90% of everything he needed to know. The seeds of his writing career were planted in 6th grade when he read his sister's diary. And he decided he was a much better writer than she. Well, I don't know about his sister, but man, Jack can write. And he is always the best dressed man in the room. And I am so honored to bring up onto the stage Newbery medalist Jack Gantos.
I picked the music. Thank you, Jarrett. I remember that.
It was only a few years ago.
Yeah, it was only just a few. The other 29 kids in your class are doing something else completely different in Worcester. I also want to say it's really fabulous that S.E. Hinton is here. That was really the first book I read as a teenager that really I saw myself in that book. That was a fabulous read, and I will always remember it. I found it in the gutter on a street. Somebody had kicked it down the street. I picked that book up, and it changed my life. I love how that happened. That was lightning. Okay, let me move on here. I've got a script. The finalists for Author of the Year are an impressive best-selling bunch. The common thread, like this jacket, the common thread between the finalists for Author of the Year is that they are all accomplished writers of books for young people. I'm shocked. Books for young people, and their books focus on the lives and experiences of tormented 13 to 16-year-olds. What could be wrong with that? In each case, we get to know and can't help but cheer for the characters. We want to see Greg embrace his inner nerdiness. Embrace it. We want Nikki to embrace her inner dorkiness. Pet that dorkiness. It would be nice to see Rafe embrace his inner rule breaker before he goes to prison, without having to face particularly dire consequences. At least Percy Jackson and Aragon have demigod status, powers, magic stones, and dragons to help them get through the teen years.
The Children's Choice Book Awards finalists for Author of the Year are Jeff Kinney for Diary of a Wimpy Kid 6, Cabin Fever. Christopher Paolini for Inheritance. James Patterson for Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life. Rick Riordan for The Son of Neptune. Rachel Renee Russell for Dork Diaries 3, Tales from a Not-So-Talented Pop Star.
Uh-oh. It's not me. You'll love this. It's Jeff Kinney for Diary of a Wimpy Kid 6, Cabin Fever. You have it now, baby. I'm going to leave that.
this is so cool. And I have a speech not because I knew I was going to win, but because I've written one every single year. And I was pretty excited. I'm very, very excited about this. Beforehand, I was trying to make Jared nervous, and I said, Jared, you're going to fail tonight. And he said, yeah, just like you have for the last 4 years. Anyway, it's pretty bad. But I love this event, and I deserve to win because I'm loyal. I come every year. And every year I show up, I'm like, you know what? There aren't that many. There's Brian Selznick. That's so cool. Every year I'm like, I'm looking for other authors. Did anybody else show up in my category? And it's always like, oh, Rick Riordan, he's here. But the reason I love this event is because I get to meet so many authors and illustrators and all the people in the book publishing world at large, and that's a real privilege for me. Because what you do is real magic, is that 5 years ago, I was an unpublished author, and there are so many people in this world that you all know, and you know more than any, I think, that say that they're going to write a book. And it's so validating to have somebody say, hey, your ideas are worth publishing. And so, I'm not getting choked up, I'm just nervous. But before I was a person with an idea and I couldn't get published, and then my publisher came along and said, we think we'll put that on paper, and that was really cool. And what you do is you transform people into published authors, and that's a great thing, I think. So thank you for that. And I wanted to thank my publisher in particular, Abrams. They've been so good to me. I remember a few months ago I was out with them and just bowling, and I was having a great time. And I said to my wife, I was like, I had such a good time. These are really my good friends. And my wife said, Jeff, they're paid to be your friends. But you guys are doing a great job faking. So thank you for that. This is a real honor, a real privilege. Thank you so much. Thanks, and I'll be back next year, win or lose. So thank you.